Good morning. So following my rather sad video from yesterday where I blame the world for just not caring and pretending that they care, but they don't really care, and assuming somehow that I'm kind of like a, I don't know, ephemeral creature that does not need money in order to live, or something like that. Or maybe I live on prayers alone, or that I should live on prayers alone. In any case, this brings me to the issue of generations. It's something that I've spoken about a lot, with much like speculation. It was very speculative discourse, but maybe we should sum it up, at least from the point of view of repentance or non-repentance, or sticking with the sin. First of all, maybe it's a good opportunity to stress the point which is unrelated, but I feel that there are still many people in the intelligence community of this world that know about my existence, and perhaps even have seen some of my videos, perhaps my latest videos, but they still have like very basic questions regarding my nature, like not my nature, like my physical nature or the nature of the neurons. As we all know, understanding like and modeling the physical nature of the nanobots that are contained, that my body contains, would require probably a tremendous overhaul of physics, and possibly even a new scientific revolution. That's not to say that we can't advance in our research without it. I mean, we can only conduct research on the functional aspects of their existence, and perhaps even gain much of it without understanding the physical model, I mean, that underlies their existence, because for certain this physical model, is alien to what was actually established by humans until now, and contradicts much of it. But I mean, people still have like basic questions regarding like, what am I? How am I? Like, I don't know. What kind of a person am I? And so I think those questions by now should have not even been, presented, because they are ridiculous. I am not a monk, and I've never been a monk. I am tortured by the government and tortured by the Israeli society, and I was led to poverty and detachment of my children, that are the most important thing to me in the world. But throughout my life, people knew me, and I was a very normal, even super normal person. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of the sea. I'm not afraid of diving or swimming or skiing. I've done all of it. I'm not afraid of helicopters and airplanes and hot air balloon, or any kind of vehicle that you can find in the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which are many. I'm not afraid of fire. I'm not afraid of electricity. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid to sleep alone in the Sierra Nevada in California, or in the Sierra Nevada in Peru. And I've done it many times. Also, some wonder if I'm a robot with the 3 laws of the robotics of Asimov. So no, I'm not. I'm not even close. If someone hurts me, I I'm definitely capable of hurting them back. Of course, with rational analysis of the situation, of the legal aspect, and of the risk that, mind on myself. I mean, like any other person, but no, I don't value the life of any human more than myself. Perhaps, I mean, with the exception of my daughters. But other than that, no life, no life of any human is more important than myself. And I act in accordance with that belief or assumption. I wash my legs, I wash my head, and I wash every other place. And I wash my back when I'm in the mood of stretching my arms. I mean, all the way. My day-to-day habits are pretty normal, as established in the Western world. I wipe my ass with toilet paper, even though I'm not categorically against bidets, but they are not common in Israel. I prefer hard soap to liquid soap. I like to keep my hair short, and I cut all of it from time to time, as you see. Last time was last night. There are two reasons for that. The first is that Israel is mostly a very hot country. Like even winter is very, very mild, and summer is most of the year is just summer. And second reason is that I find the existence of small life form in my hair distracting, and it's kind of makes me a little bit sleepy. This is a compound with the many ways that the Israelis, like the Shabak, causes me to be sleepy, and this is something that I battle all the time. This kind of sleepiness. I'm battling it for years now, and as I said, I do it with many kind of they have all sorts of tools to do it, from the remote charging, which is very powerful, that I've discussed the last couple of days, and also with subliminal sound effects. So I always battle this tendency just to be very sleepy. This doesn't happen to me at all when I hike in the nature. I can hike for many hours, even for days. My longest hike was 70 days in the John Muir Trail in California. I've done it alone, and it was wonderful, and I have never felt sleepy. And it's quite an arduous trail. It only happens if I'm in my apartment, or an apartment where I live for enough time so the Shabak will rig it. And then I need to use things like medical, ADD, ADD pills. That I use just not just so I can stay awake and not fall asleep, because it's very powerful. Again, it comes from both charging gray, electronic charging gray, and also subliminal sound effects. So in addition to that, I found that when my hair is not very, very short or entirely cut, head on my hair, the little the small life form that naturally found a place in there. It's natural. All of you that have hair, have those life form. It's not something unordinary, but I do not I feel that my immune system doesn't like the fact that microscopic bugs are crawling over my head. As they crawl over everyone's head, everyone with a hair. Again, it's not something unordinary, but it affects me, I think, much worse than regular Homo sapiens humans, because it's it's detected. My body doesn't like life form. You understand, the neurons, they don't they see life forms, biological life forms, as their enemy, and they don't like it, and it weakens me. So, and I feel I definitely feel better. From this aspect after I cut my hair completely. I actually don't prefer this look over the look of short hair. I like, the best. I look the best from my point of view, from my perspective, with short hair, not without hair at all. But I do it, as I said, because of medical reasons. Perhaps in an apartment which is very, very clean, this would not have been an issue, but regularly, I mean, my apartment is not that clean, and right now, where I live in my mother's apartment, it's like they are old people with they like to like hoard old stuff, and like everything is like it's like a barracks for you know how they call it, like kardit avak, like the little mosses in dust mites. It's like their main like HQ, or in the, at least I don't know, Middle East, if not Asia. So yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty normal. I'm just a human being, like from behavioral aspect. I'm attracted to women. I had girlfriends, and like one night stands, and also a wife. And as I said many times, for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I'm abstained from that because it's extremely dangerous. Because I mean, the Shabak will like 100% use every kind of romantic or sexual relationship in order to hurt me substantially, as they've done in the past. And this is an issue that I've spoken about enough, I think. I eat. I can eat just about anything. Like, I mean, if like a situation like requires, I can eat anything at all. Like, really, I'm really not a picky person, and I can stand like even like harsh condition for a long time. And I have in several situations, I mean, during my life, I was forced to do it, and I had no problem to adapt myself to all kinds of menus. And I don't think that there is any kind of menu in this world that I cannot like be sustained on for like even for a long period. Again, I'm not picky at all. I know to cook, and I can cook myself things from just about anything, and so really anything goes. Like, I mean, if it's necessitated. As far as like preferences, in general, I would say that during, like, I mean, as part of my journey, like my journey to understand my place in the world better, and to be closer to God since 2019, since like first half of 2019, when I still, I mean, when I worked in the Tel Aviv branch of MyHeritage. I mentioned it a lot because it was the start of my journey to understand the real circumstances of my existence and my relationship with God. So as part of it, I decided to drastically remove meat and chicken from my menu. I would say by that, I mean, it's not like a sacred thing to me, in a way that, I mean, if it was like, if there was nothing else, and I had to eat like meat or chicken for like a period of time, I don't know, for a month or so, I could have done it without any issue, or even more than a month. It's not that I don't like meat and chicken. I like it very much. I enjoyed meat and chicken very much during all my life, and I prepared them, I mean, on many, like on soups, or like all sorts of like pies, and of course barbecue and mangal, and like in whatever way you can think of. And I still like it very much. It's an ideological like issue to remove it from my diet, and I stick by it, I mean, pretty consistently from 2019 until today. I eat almost no chicken at all, like very, very, very rarely, and I eat zero meat, like from pigs or like cows or sheep. I don't eat it at all, and very, very rarely I eat chicken. Like very, 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 very early. Again, I can do it like if like, I mean, when I was under arrest for 16 days, I didn't like, and you don't really have things to choose. Like, so I've eaten chicken. I didn't like started to make a scene out of it. because it's important. I mean, to get along with the other people and not. So yeah, so that was the last time that I've eaten chicken. It was this January. So just to say that it's not something that is it's not impossible for me to eat anything, including of course chicken and meat. But it's a strong personal preferences since 2019 to avoid it. I still eat fish, mostly small fish, like sardines, but sometimes also tuna, and sometimes also salmon, but mostly sardines. I found it difficult. I mean, there were like times that I tried to even remove fish as well, but I found it difficult physically to do it. I mean, it's difficult for me. Maybe I could have done it like I would have done it in the future, but for now it was just to me personally too difficult. But I still, I mean, I try to pick only the smallest fish like sardines, which I think are more healthy, and the foraging is less impactful as far as I know on the environment. And although, I mean, I don't know how to put it gently, they are stupid. So regarding like dairy and eggs, for a long time I avoided both, and because both from ideological reasons and from reasons of conserving the environment. But recently I found it too difficult. I mean, recently, like since this August, where I live in my mother's apartment. I mean, when I lived in my apartment in Shoam, I didn't eat both for years. It was years without dairy and without eggs. But here, I mean, I live in another apartment, and I mean, they do the shopping, and it's difficult. I can't change their menu to be vegan, and it's very. I don't have money. I'm not doing the shopping. I don't have any money, and it's not and I'm under such a pressure that, I mean, to be really vegan is something that I've done in the past, but it requires effort, both money and effort, to search for the right thing to buy. Otherwise, I mean, you live on a very blend menu, which is difficult both physically and mentally. I would say that I've done it in the past for a couple of months, during the year 2020. I mean, there was maybe 5 or 6 months which I was really, I stayed in a monk mode. The only normal things that of my behavior was, I mean, the way that I took care of my children in the times that they were with me, my daughters. I mean, of course, I took care of them as you would expected, but in all the time that I were alone, I didn't work at the time. I was really a monk. I studied the Bible and other religious texts, and I grew my hair, and didn't cut my hair, which wasn't a bad idea. I mean, a good idea in a respect because of reasons that I just mentioned. And I've eaten mostly potatoes, just potatoes, all day. But it was kind of a very spiritual time of my life, and of a Scottic monk. So generally, as I said, I mean, now I do eat dairy and eggs. I find it very difficult now. I mean, that I'm under arrest in an apartment. I mean, I'm not doing the shopping and not the money to actually find vegan replacements. It would be extremely difficult for me, and I feel, I mean, I need the protein. Even more, I think, than other people. I really need it. It's very difficult for me to live without eggs, fish, and dairy. Even though I oppose the dairy industry and tremendously, I think it's a cool industry, and I lament the fact that I cannot stick to non-dairy consumption at the moment. I've done it for a couple of years, and I intend to continue to do it, but I need to be free. I mean, to live in my own apartment and to have money, so I'll be able to just buy like proper replacement and to prepare my food. And this situation is not the current situation, unfortunately. In short, I'm a very strong proponent of veganism. It's not only that I respect veganism. I think that, I mean, it's something that should be pushed very strongly by everyone. But I myself, just at the time right now, and there were, times since now 2018, there were times that I was 100% vegan. But at this moment, I feel that I cannot do it. My physical needs and combined with where I live, and the fact that I don't have money and that I'm under arrest is, all that, it doesn't, I can't find the power, the physical power to actually be vegan right now. But I still avoid, I 100% avoid meat, and I would say 99% or 99.9% of the time I avoid chicken as well. But I do eat fish, and I do eat dairy and eggs, small fish like sardines, and dairy and eggs. So regarding generations, okay, so let's record this in another video, because I don't want it to be, I want to keep my videos shorter than 30 minutes. So just in a while, I'll do something, and then let's get back to the generations video.